visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey von Bill Foster, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
All right. Hello. How are we doing this Monday? The first Monday in November. We are almost through this year. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little tired, I'll admit, but I'm also very excited. A little nervous. Look, we got election nervous for that, but we gonna just keep doing what we can do, because some things are out of our control. And that's one thing we got to talk about in business. Some things are just out of our control. So the only thing we can do is do what we can do, right? Only thing we can do is make sure we're showing up, making sure we're giving value, making sure that we do all the things within our power to get what we need to get accomplished, and then let the chips fall where they may, right? Just like elections, the same thing goes for business. We just going to do what we got to do. All right, I'm making sure everybody is in the room here. Give me a moment. Woo. But if you're excited that we have made it to November, we're almost done with this year, let me know. Come in the comment sections, because I know I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm so ready, y'all. Like I always say, don't give up on the end of the year, but also I'm ready to move on. I really am, because I'm like, man, I got plans for next year, and I'm ready to start diving into that. But we got to still finish the year strong. It's so important that we remember that there is literally almost 2 full months left of this year, November and December. That's 2 full months to be able to connect with, right? Attract new clients, connect back with previous clients, go back to people who were on the fence before, but are now maybe possibly ready to do business with us. Like this is that time, right? I think that it's just so important to make sure we're not just leaving money out there on the table. Like sometimes it's like, all right, we got to go back in here and say, hello, I'm still here. How you doing? I can help you. Because I think some of us, not some of us, I didn't do it, but some of y'all have thrown in the towel already. Like, this year just wasn't my year. Like, no, we got time. We got time. It may be a chance to try something new. If the old things didn't work, let's try something new and see how that works. Okay, we can get it done. All right, I'm just making sure everybody has a link. Make sure. All right. I think I put it everywhere that I can put it, and we're going to roll. It's so weird, though, because LinkedIn says we're live on LinkedIn, but then when I go to LinkedIn, I don't really see the live. Oh, I see it, but it don't mark it as a live. It's so weird. Then the system changes all the time. So sometimes people see it, sometimes people don't. I try, y'all. I only can do what I can do. I try to make sure everybody gets the notifications. But either way, that's why you need to be on the email list, because if you're on the email list, you're always going to get a link to the replay, right? So I'm going to at least make sure if you don't get a notification, even though if you're RSVP, just gonna say this, be RSVP, then you most definitely will see when we go live. If you're in the private communities, you'll get a notification when we go live. But if you're still like, I'm not getting it, then make sure you just tune in every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we're gonna be here, rain and shine, no matter what. All right, so let me take a sip here. What do we have going on? A few things. Let me look here and see if I have it queued up, because I probably don't, because life been lifing. Let me see here. Oh, I do. There we go. All right. So we have a masterclass this week, November 6th. That is Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's still not too late to sign up. We have the amazing Sean Douglas in the house. He will be coming, doing a free training for us. He is a specialist in brand positioning. So if you are trying to figure out like how you can stand out in a perceived crowded market. I don't like to say crowded market because you're unique. There's nobody else like you. And Sean is going to help you understand how to create a category of your own so that you don't feel like you're constantly competing with others in your industry, because there is a space for you. You just have to know how to position your brand. So definitely join us. Again, this is a free masterclass. I keep telling y'all, next year's masterclasses won't be free. So this is your time to go ahead and get in on this masterclass. And the cool thing about masterclasses with us, if you haven't been to one, is we have them in a pretty intimate setting. Like, we don't have hundreds of people in there. They're not meant to be. They're meant to be a place where you can come, learn from experts, and be able to ask questions. So if you really are struggling with this area, you're like, hey, I know I have an amazing product or service. I know that my brand maybe lacks some brand awareness. Maybe you're still iffy in your brand identity, and you feel like you just can't break through in your industry. Then this is the time to come and talk to an expert, because you're going to get a chance to ask questions. But guess what? You can't ask questions if you aren't there. So please make sure you're registering wherever you're watching this. We've been posting about it. I'll continue to post about it, but make sure you register so you can be in the house when Sean comes, so that you can get this amazing information. All right. Is there any other things? Oh, there is. I don't have it queued up here, but Thursday, I'm actually going to be I'm going to be a masterclass presenter. And I'm super excited about that. I will share the link later today and tomorrow for that. If you're interested, that's also a free masterclass. I'll be one of, I believe, 4 or 5 speakers at this event. And this one's more for individuals who want to do product-based sales. So if you maybe do service-based products as well, but you're like, service-based offers, but you also maybe have some products you want to sell, then this masterclass that's on Thursday is probably going to be more geared towards you and your needs. But definitely check it out. I'm excited about it. It's all about how to bring in cash for your small business. And like I said, it's geared more towards product-based businesses. So that's what we got on the upcoming events. And shout out to anyone who came to the Q&A session that was last week. Shout out to anyone who did the business owner boot camp that was this past weekend. We have lots of events coming up, and we're actually going to go back to doing more events next year, which I'm really excited about. We used to do events all the time, virtual events, and then I was like, y'all, I'm tired. So we gonna come back and bring some of those fun virtual events back so that we can stay connected. It is cool though. This year I got to see a lot more of you in person, but now we're gonna kind of combine. We're gonna do some in person, we're gonna do some virtual. That's gonna be a blast. A year growing. But anyway, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, got a little bit of a migraine going, so we gonna go ahead and get started. But welcome. I am Corey Fonville Foster. I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer, I'm a certified business coach specializing in implementation, and I'm also the CEO of IROC Marketable Business Solutions. It is a small business marketing firm based in Virginia, but we service clients from coast to coast and up into Canada. And one of our goals, because we're gonna start speaking it so we can put it into existence, is that we are also going to be global in 2025. All right. So if you are a small business owner doing business on a shoestring budget, then you are in the right place. Every single Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do these Monday Night Lives where we bring you value, we bring you training, we bring you resources, so that you can move your business forward. So I encourage you always to join us 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Monday. Grab your pen, grab your paper, take notes, and be ready to implement. Tonight, we're going to be talking about harnessing the power of online reviews and testimonials. This is so important, and I think that a lot of people do not think about this when they put together their marketing strategy, or they know they may need to gather reviews and testimonials, but they're not sure how. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. All right, so let's dive in. So why do we need reviews and testimonials? Because that's the first thing. I always like to make sure you understand why we're even talking about this. And it's because positive reviews really give us an opportunity to show other people that we know what we're talking about. Let's just be real. Ain't no need to fake the funk. A review or a testimonial allows you to have credibility to other folks. Because I can sit here and tell you that I am the best thing since sliced bread. But if you have 4, 5, 10, 20, 40, 50, 100 people saying, hey, I've worked with Corey, I've worked with IROC, and they're amazing, then who are you more likely to believe? Me, the person you don't really know, or all these people that are saying, hey, I went and experienced this service and really enjoyed my time, really got what I needed to get out of it, right? So that's what positive reviews allow us to do, have that additional credibility of saying that, yes, we know what we're doing, we have a great product or service, and you should, whoever's watching should take advantage of it. Now, there are also negative feedback that we get through reviews as well, right? And through surveys, and we'll talk more about that later. And those are actually just as important because that allows you, the business owner, and your team to know where you may be falling short, where there are some weaknesses that you can then turn into strengths. So whether you're getting positive feedback or negative feedback, we want it all because all of those things contribute to having a sustainable, profitable business. So let's first talk about how do we actually get get these reviews or these testimonials. Well, the first thing is we got to ask for them. I'll tell you this, and you may know this if you've been in business for any length of time. People are a lot more likely to, on their own, say a negative than a positive, right? Because that's just the nature of people, especially Americans. Like if I have a bad experience, I'm like, oh my God, did I tell you about this? Right? But if you have a positive experience, it's like, yeah, it was good, but then you move on. And so it's important to ask for the feedback, right? You want to ask for, you want to say, especially when things went really, really well, you want to be like, hey, because you got to catch people when they're ready. What happens sometimes too is we wait until the feelings have dwindled and then we ask for it. It's like, no, it's really important to ask for it when they're at their peak, right? They really have gotten their deliverables. They've, maybe you've made a course for them. Maybe you've done some consulting work and they're starting to see results. You want to get that testimonial right then because you can always ask for an update later, but people are more likely to give you the testimonial when they are all excited and like, yay, that product or service was amazing. But how do we get it? So you want to make it really easy. Please do not be out here sending long emails or sending surveys with, 20, 40 questions. Ain't nobody got time for that. Just going to be honest with you. Ain't nobody got time for that. But yes, you can send a short email thanking them for working with you, asking them for feedback. You can also send links. There's a lot of different platforms out there where you can send a link and it'll automatically let them record a video that you can capture their testimonial review. You can ask them to post, right? Maybe you have your own community and you can say, hey guys, if you've worked with me before, I would love to have feedback. Or if you just did an event, asking them, hey, what were your biggest takeaways? I actually did an event a couple of weeks ago with a client and I was like, hey, can I put this post out in the community that we use, or the event page we use for that particular event? And the post was like, hey, we're going to be doing a raffle. We would love to know your biggest takeaway. We'd love to have a testimonial. And we said, hey, we appreciate typed, like text testimonials, but we're going to put the people who do videos in a raffle. And we were able to give away 2 tickets to another event. And people, even if they didn't want to do the video, they were like, well, I'll type up something real quick. And we got some amazing testimonials from the event through that. Also, if you are doing an event, make sure you are engaging people in the comment section because they will oftentimes put short little comments that are testimonial worthy in the comments as well. And you can grab those. If you're doing a call, a lot of times what happens is if you try to ask for testimonial after the fact, people just, life happens, they don't get to it, what have you. They're not trying to ignore you. They just don't, have the time. So a lot of times, especially coaching, I will get the testimonial during the call, right? Before we get off, hey, can I hit record real quick and just get a quick testimonial, get some feedback on how you enjoyed this program? And then they're more likely to be like, sure. Right? You can do a short survey, a short questionnaire. I would say try to keep it about 5 questions and make sure one of those questions is how you can do better. Because again, it's great to hear all the positives, but it's also important for you to know where you can improve. Right? And then also you can have a link to however you want to collect the information. Again, it could be a video, it can be text, but you can have something like that available. And don't be afraid to give incentives. People like incentives. Do a drawing, give them a free product, give them a discount, give them access to something. Those are all great incentives to be able to get the feedback itself. Now, once you get said feedback, it's important for you to know kind of what you want to do with it, right? Because it's like, yeah, I got it, but now what? Well, first of all, you want to acknowledge the feedback that you got. You want to say, thank you. I appreciate this. Whether it's positive or negative, you want to acknowledge it. Now, if it is negative, then we have some things we need to do as well, right? On top of just saying thank you. But we do want to thank them. We want to acknowledge it, thank them for their time, tell them you enjoyed the process. Like, you are still building rapport while you're gathering this information. You also want to be capturing this information, putting it somewhere so that you can utilize it, whether you want to make a case study, whether you want to utilize it in other forms. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But there needs to be a way that you are capturing it, and not just testimonials, but also reviews. If somebody is putting it on a third-party site, you want to be monitoring that, grabbing those up. If they're putting it on your Facebook page or your Instagram, wherever they're putting it, LinkedIn, if they're doing a recommendation, like all those places, you want to be able to capture it for yourself. Don't just say, oh, I saw it and like it. Pull it so that you can actually utilize it for your own marketing later. And so you need to make sure that part of your marketing strategy is to have those time frames where you're like, okay, once a month I go and pull any reviews I see, or every time I see it, I pull it and then I put it in a certain, folder on my computer, whatever the case may be, right? Because you can always repackage it in different ways later. But the worst thing ever, and I'm telling you, I've been at fault for this, is asking people for testimonials. They give them to you and then you lose them because you didn't put them someplace where you could find them. Like, that is the worst. All right, so let's talk about how we, respond, right? Like I said, you got to respond, whether it's positive or negative. So if it's a positive review or testimony, like I said, acknowledge them, say thank you, and then figure out how you want to, share it with people because you're excited. Now, if it's a negative review, I still want you to thank them for bringing it to your attention. I want you to stay calm and I want you to stay professional. I know we're human and I know we work really hard on our businesses, on our brands. And sometimes it can feel like a gut punch when someone says something negative, especially if you ain't asked them for it, because they will definitely tell you when you didn't ask. But we got to remember to stay professional. You cannot get in your feelings. It is so annoying. And I'm telling you, that customer service just drops to the bottom of the earth when someone is, giving some feedback they don't like, and then they crank an attitude. It's like, hold on now. Like, this is a professional relationship. I'm just letting you know how I feel. So we have to remember that, it's not personal. I know it feels personal because this is your business, it's your baby, but you have to remember that this is just information, right? And I'll be honest, some people will say things because we can't please everybody that you just kind of have to hear and let it go. But I'm gonna be honest, more times than not, you need to hear this information, because if one person's willing to tell you, there's probably a lot of other people who feel the same way, but they just either were like, it ain't worth saying, it ain't my job, it ain't my business, I ain't worried about it. There's plenty of people will not like their experience and then just not come back, right? They won't say a word. But somebody's like, you know what, let me tell them. Let me just let them know. And if you get all in your feelings, they'll never let you know another thing. So we want to stay calm. We want to be professional. We want to acknowledge that we understand their concern. And then if there is a solution to be had, especially if you plan on continuing a business relationship with that individual, try to find a solution. Right? Maybe they joined a program you did. Maybe you launched a coaching program. Maybe they were in the inaugural class and you put your heart and soul into it. But when they went through it, it kind of fell short. They didn't get everything they thought they were going to get. Maybe things wasn't as timely as it was, they thought. Maybe they just needed more resources that weren't available at the time. Whatever the case may be, they let you know. You were professional, you were calm, you thanked them, you acknowledge it. And then you could say something like, you know what? I want to make sure you get what you need. I'm going to give you, 6 more months in this program, and we're going to be adding more to it. Or I'm going to do a couple of one-on-ones with you to make sure we fill in the gaps. You can make a comment, right? A negative experience be a positive one if you just find a solution, right? And sometimes there may not be a solution that, works, but that should be your goal, is to make sure that if someone isn't happy and if it's in your power to fix it, right? And if it's really your fault, let's find a solution that works so that person can leave and say, you know what? at first, it was a little rocky, but I let them know, they fixed it. I loved it, right? It's like on Amazon, people leave reviews and then they have an update. I appreciate that. Like if the brand sent you a faulty thing, but then you let them know and they sent you the right piece and now everything works. I want to know that, because everybody makes mistakes. Like, stuff happens, but if you can at least right the wrong, then I'm okay with that, because I know that means you have integrity. And then if that solution works, learn from it and then apply it into your system, right? We don't want to just hear the negative and again get all in our feelings and then don't improve it. The negative comments are a room for us to improve. So make sure if we find a solution that works, that we incorporate it. So if we realize that people aren't getting what they need out of that coaching program, we're going to update it so that next time the next class rolls through, they do get what they need, and then you're able to move on. All right, so let's talk about how do we utilize these reviews and these testimonials that we have worked so hard to get. We've given all the value. People love the services. They love the products. They took the time to fill out the survey. We got the information. Now, what do we do? Well, some things we can do is we can put it out in social media, put out a post, right? Especially if you do stuff with people in their businesses. When I put stuff out, I like to say who their business is. Be like, oh yeah, such and such. Shout them out. So social media is really great. You can put it out as a story. You can put it out as a post. You can do whatever you want, but put it out there, right? A reel. Post it on your website. And you don't have to post the whole testimonial in its entirety every time. You can take a piece of it. You can use several testimonies together to make a commercial. Actually, on my website, there is a testimonial, I call it like a carousel, but it's moves and it's all the logos of businesses we worked with. And it's not even like what they're saying. It's just like, hey, we're trusted by all these different brands that we worked with. So you can make it unique in different ways, because you don't have to have this same testimonial the same way everywhere, but make sure people know that you're out here being booked and busy, right? So you put it on your social media, you put it on your your website. You can put it out in emails, right? You're talking about a program. You can say, yep, this is what they had to say about it. You could put it out in brochures, flyers. Brochures and flyers still work, guys, as marketing. I know a lot of people are like, what? Yes, brochures and flyers are still popping in 2024. I'm sure they'll still be popping in 2025. If you're doing a sales page for any type of program, offer, what have you, you can put it there as well. It's actually a really important part of a sales page so that people know that you know what you're talking about. And again, builds that credibility. Make sure that you can tell people about third-party platforms like a Yelp or something like that, where they can leave a review. My son's in jiu-jitsu with this local company near where I live. And every so often, the person that's over it will send us a message like, hey, if you haven't already, please put a review out so others can know about our stuff. And they always tell us, like, do it on Yelp, do it on Google, different places. And it's simple enough. I'm like, okay, cool. I put a little picture of my child, a little testimonial, and it helps the business grow. Because I know if I'm getting a really good experience, I want other people to have a good experience. But I only do it when he reminds me. So if you're like, nobody ever does that for me, it's probably because you never remind them to. And then, of course, if you are running an ad, having that, like I said, as a commercial, having that as a part of your ad is going to really help you with that credibility. Now, something you can do whenever, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, if you do have reviews, is you can create case studies. Now, case studies aren't like just a blurb of a testimonial. There's a lot more to it. But a big part of it does incorporate, like I said, the testimonial portion. So I'm not going to dive deep into, what not a testimony, but how to make a case study. But there is so much more, especially if you do consulting. Having that case study is nice because you can have like the client profile to talk about kind of where the client was before they started working with you. What problems were they already having? What solution were they looking for? What were the goals and objectives of, the program that they did? What was the solution that you offered them? What were their results and outcomes, especially if it's something they did over a lengthy part of time? Like, that is such a great way to show how what you do can really impact someone in a real way versus somebody just being like, yeah, I really enjoyed it, had a great time, they were really professional. Like to show their experience of how whatever it is that they did with you, again, product or service, how it really impacted their life. So don't be afraid to, gather up some of your biggest success stories and create case studies about those and then share them. Those are also really great to do when you're sending out proposals and things like that. Just having a couple of those in your back pocket. I can't tell you how many times people are like, oh, who have you worked with before? Like being able to have a case study will be very useful for that. And I say that because I haven't been putting them out there. Like I'm just telling you the truth. I'm being honest. I'm planning on putting some case studies together for next year because they are really important. And I will be honest, until this year, I did not put enough emphasis on them. But I want you guys to do better. I want you guys to do better because I know better now. You need to know better as well. So those are just some things to think about. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about this today. I think most people in business understand the power of a testimonial. They understand the power of reviews, but I think sometimes we just don't add them into our marketing and sales plans. And so I'm just here to kind of remind you as you plan for your 2025, make sure that asking for reviews is part of your business pipeline, your strategy, part of your funnel sequence, your client journey, whatever you want to call it. Make sure that you have a way to track and store testimonials, create case studies, and also make sure that when that bad review or that bad comment or whatever it comes in, when somebody has something negative to say, that again, that we are very professional, that we stay calm, and that we address it appropriately. Guys, in this day and age, people record everything, whether it's an email, a text, a video conversation. Like you need to realize that at any moment, somebody will be telling folks how you behave. So you need to always be on your P's and Q's, even if you do not agree with the foolishness, right? Because you don't want somebody to be like, look, I sent them an email, I was calm, and then they cussed me out. And this is why I don't deal with them, right? Because I'm telling you, I've dealt with some people where I'm like, oh, they delusional. Like not even going to engage, but I have to stay professional, right? It doesn't mean you got to let people walk all over you, but you do have to remain professional. All right. So that's it for tonight, guys. Look, I told you who's going to be in and we're going to be out. Definitely. Oh, if you missed the business owner boot camp, I am working so hard to get the recordings put. Actually, the recordings are in the system right now. I'm just tweaking a few things. I will have this ready for you guys in the very, very near future. If you're not sure what the business owner boot camp was, it was a 2-day intensive we did that was incorporated 6 workshops that really supported brands who had not yet hit 50K, who also were doing business on a shoestring budget. So if you're like, oh, that sounds like something I really want to be in, we will be offering the replays along with the workbook and 2 bonus modules that will be available for purchase, let's say in the next week or so. Because like I said, I got to get some things tweaked and make sure the software, everything is work. We got to do all the automation stuff. But I'm excited. I was going through the replays today. Absolutely fabulous, if I don't say so myself. So that will be available for you guys. Don't forget, like I said, the master class will be taking place November 6th on Wednesday. Let me pop it back on the screen. So definitely join us for that with Sean Douglas. And then Thursday, like I said, I'll be doing a masterclass. I will be one of the masterclass speakers at another organization's masterclass, and I will post more about that tomorrow for you guys because I want to make sure I get everything together. But I do think if you're watching this on Facebook, I think it's part of my stories right now, and it's also probably on TikTok right now. But I will share that information with you guys. If you're like, I want to go, like I said, the Thursday one is more for product-based businesses. So if you're interested, you want me to send you the link directly, just let me know in the comments and I will be happy to. But guys, that is it for tonight. Remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock, and I will see you guys next Monday. All right, talk to you guys later. In the world of service-based small businesses, success isn't just about what you offer. It's about how you showcase it. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your partner in marketing excellence. We understand that as a small business owner, you wear many hats, but marketing doesn't have to be one of them. At iRock, we offer a range of marketing services designed with your success in mind. Our team is your team, working seamlessly to bring your vision to life. Imagine having a partner who can turn your ideas into captivating visuals. Picture content that resonates with your audience and drives engagement. Think about a brand that reflects your uniqueness and leaves a lasting impression. With iRock, you don't just save money, you get more bang for your buck. Our services are budget friendly, so you can invest in growing your business. And we're all about consistency, no more false starts. Ready to take your marketing to the next level? Discover how we can make marketing easy, affordable, and consistent. Unlock the full potential of your marketing with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.